Namaste. Myself, Sudeshna Chaudhary, Assistant Professor from the Discipline of Philosophy from Krishnakanta Hendik State Open University. Today, we are going to discuss theory of causation of Samkhya philosophy, which is in your unit 14. This theory of causation also has been divided into two parts, part 1 and part 2. And today, we are going to discuss only part 1 of theory of causation of Samkhya philosophy, which is in your unit 14. So, in this part, we are going to discuss Samkhya philosophy as an orthodox system of Indian philosophy. After that, we are going to discuss the meaning of the word Samkhya. After that, we are going to discuss the meaning of causation, as we are going to discuss the theory of causation of Samkhya. It is important to know the meaning of causation. After the meaning of causation, we are going to discuss the different theories of causation in Indian philosophy. And after discussing the different theories of causation in Indian philosophy, we are going to discuss Samkhya's theory of causation, which is known as Satkaryavada. Let's start. Regarding what is Samkhya philosophy, you all know that Samkhya is one of the orthodox, that is, Astika school of Indian philosophy. As you all know that Astika means those who believe in the authoritativeness of the Vedas, and Nastika means those who do not believe in the authoritativeness of the Vedas are Nastikas. Okay? And Samkhya philosophy is one of the Astika school, that is, who believe in the authoritativeness of the Vedas. But this system, it is Astika. It is one of the Astika school of Indian philosophy. But this system does not believe in the existence of God. Because according to them, God's existence cannot be proved. So they do not believe in the existence of God. So the Samkhya philosophy, for this reason that they do not believe in the existence of God, is also known as atheistic Samkhya. Atheistic means those who do not believe in the existence of God. Okay? And the main founder, the founder of this school is sage Kapila. Each of the schools of Indian philosophy has its own founder, and it's very important to know the names of the founders of each and every schools of Indian philosophy. Total we have 9 schools. All these 9 schools have their own founders. Okay? So it is very important to know. And the founder of this particular philosophy, that is Samkhya philosophy, is sage Kapila. Kapila made his first interpretation about Samkhya philosophy in his sutra known as Samkhya Sutra. Okay? So the first text written by Kapila regarding Samkhya philosophy is known as Samkhya Sutra. But as we are told, we do not have the evidence, but all these are sources from what we have listened, okay, what we have known, okay, indirectly. So as we are told that this text by Kapila was very brief, that Samkhya Sutra was very brief, so he wrote an elaborate work of the Samkhya school in the Sankhya Pravachana Sutra. Okay? And for this reason, the Samkhya philosophy is also known as Samkhya Prayachana. Now, today, the earliest available and the authoritative text of the Samkhya is Ishwar Krishna's Samkhya Karika. Before Ishwar Krishna, some of the disciples of Kapila wrote many texts, but those were lost. Okay, so today the earliest available and the authoritative text of the Samkhya is Ishwar Krishna's Samkhya Karika. Now, what is Samkhya philosophy? We all know that Samkhya, they maintain a clear-cut dualism between Purusha and Prakriti, and further maintains the plurality of Purusha. So we all know that Sankhya philosophy accepts two reality. One is Purusha, that is consciousness, and Prakriti, that is the matter, isn't it? So Sankhya philosophy is a dualistic philosophy. They believe in dualism, two realities, Purusha and Prakriti. And further, they also maintains that there are many Purushas, that is plurality of Purushas. So this system of Indian philosophy is a pluralistic spiritualism and an atheistic realism and an uncompromising dualism. They do not compromise with the theories of reality, that Purusha and Prakriti. Okay, it is pluralistic spiritualism. Why? Because it accepts the plurality of the Purushas. Atheistic realism, because they do not believe in the existence of God. Okay, and uncompromising dualism, because they accept two realities, that is Purusha and Prakriti. Now, what is the meaning of the word Samkhya? According to some thinkers, the word Samkhya refers to Samyak Khyati or Jnana. Samyak means proper or real, you can say. Okay? So, according to some thinkers, the word Samkhya refers to Samyak Khyati or Jnana. The word Samkhya also refers to knowledge of the nature of pure spirit. Samkhya's system is believed to establish a careful and philosophical speculation regarding the reality of the pure spirit. Also, according to many thinkers, the word Samkhya is derived from the word Sankhya, which means right knowledge as well as number. So the word Sankhya, referring to a number, is applied because it advocates right knowledge of reality by enumeration of the ultimate objects of knowledge. Also, according to Sankhya philosophy, it is the right knowledge of reality which can make an individual to attain freedom from sufferings of life. So according to the Sankhya philosophy, only right knowledge of reality, as most of the schools of Indian philosophy tells us, that is right, when you attain the right knowledge of reality, then only an individual can become free or attain freedom from all the sufferings of life. Next, let us come to the definition of causation. What do we mean by causation? Now, the dictionary meaning of causation is generally the relation between the cause and the effect. Okay? And causation can be understood as the capacity of one variable to influence another. How one variable it influence another, that is the relation only between cause and effect. How cause is affected and how the effect, what is the cause behind the effect and what is the effect after the cause. Okay? So all this, that is the reaction of one upon another. So causation also can be understood as the capacity of one variable to influence another. Now, there are two features which are inevitable about causation. So when we are discussing about causation, these two features are to be remembered regarding causation. The first is the action of causing. The action of causing. And the second one is the relation of cause to effect. How cause and effect are related. Okay, so when we are discussing about causation, these are the two inevitable features. Okay, now the Sankhya theory of causation finds these two features in its own unique way while referring to its theory of causation. So when we will discuss Sankhya's theory of causation, we will find that these two features of causation has been discussed in the Sankhya philosophy in their own unique ways. Okay. Now, according to Sankhya, cause and effect are only more or less evolved forms of the same ultimate energy. Okay. They are not different. They are just only the evolved form, either less or more. They are just only the evolved forms of the same ultimate reality. the sum of effects exists in the sum of causes in a potential form. Okay, the amount of effect which exists in the amount of cause is the potential form of the effect. Okay, next, the material, that is the cause, is only the power which is efficient in the production, or rather the vehicle or the power. The power is the unmanifested or potential form of the energy set free in the effect. Okay, now we find different theories of causation in Indian philosophy. So in Indian philosophy generally, we found that there are two theories of causation, and these two theories of causation, one is known as Satkaryavada and the other is known as Asatkaryavada. So these two are the theories of causation which we find in Indian philosophy. Now what do we mean by Satkaryavada and what do we mean by Asatkaryavada? Now according to Satkaryavada, the effect is not a new creation. Creation is only an explicit manifestation of what is implicitly contained in the cause. And the Samkhya philosophy supports this view, that is, the effects is already in the cause. According to them, the effect pre-exists in the cause. There is nothing called the new effect. The effect is already in the cause, and when there is manifestation, the effect comes out. It is hidden in the cause, and when something happens, the effect only comes out. It just explicitly comes out, and it is implicitly inside the cause only, according to the theory of Satkaryavada. And the Samkhya philosophy supports this view. That means when a pot has been made, okay, the pot is within the mud only, within the clay only. Okay, it is only the form of the clay. The pot was always in the clay only. Only the potter has made it. Only the potter has given it its form. Okay, and now what do we mean by Asatkaryavada? It is just the opposite of Satkaryavada. According to Asatkaryavada, the effect is non-existent before its production. The effect is a new creation. Okay, but Satkaryavada, they stated that the effect is not a new creation. It always pre-existed in the cause. But according to Asatkaryavada, the effect is not, okay, is not already existent in the production. It is non-existent. And it is a new creation. And this view of Asatkaryavada is held by the Nyaya Vaisheshikas, the Hinayana Buddhism, the Materialism, and few followers of Mimamsa. They believe in this theory of new creation, that is, the effect is a new creation. And that is why this theory of new creation, or Asatkaryavada, or the theory of new creation of the effect, is also called Arambhavada. Okay, because new creation, isn't it? So Arambhavada. As they believe that the effect is a new creation, so this theory is also known as Arambhavada along with Asatkaryavada. Now we have come to the main topic, that is Satkaryavada in Samkhya philosophy, that is Samkhya's theory of causation. Samkhya's theory of causation is known as Satkaryavada. Okay, so Satkaryavada is a theory as to the relation of an effect to its material cause. How a effect is related to its cause and how a cause is related to its effect. Now, the basic question involved in any theory of causation is, does an effect originally exist in the material cause prior to its production? That is, appearance or an effect. Okay, and those who answers to this question in the negative, that the effect does not exist prior to its creation, that is, those who answer to this question negatively are called Asatkaryavada, and those who answer to this question positively, or those who give affirmative answer to this question, are called Satkaryavada. That is, according to them, the effect pre-exists in the cause. Okay, Now the Buddhas and the Nyaya Vaisheshikas, as already told, they hold that the effect cannot be said to exist before it is produced by some cause. Otherwise, there would be no sense in saying that it is produced or caused. They have given an example that if the pot already exists in the clay and the cloth in the threads and curd in milk, then why should the potter exert himself in producing the pot out of the clay? And why should not the threads serve the purpose of the cloth? And why should not milk taste like curd? Okay, so what is new then if it already exists? So the Sankhya, they refuse to accept this theory of causation given by the Buddha and the Nyaya Vaisheshikas. They rejected, they refused to accept this theory given by the Asatkaryavadis. The schools, those who hold the theory of Asatkaryavada, okay, the Sankhya refused to accept their theory. And they established their view of Satkaryavada, according to which, as we told, that the effect exists in the material cause even before it is produced. According to Sankhya philosophy, every material effect is the modification, that is parinama, of Prakriti, and all effects pre-exist in the primordial bosom of Prakriti. According to the Sankhya, every effect simply manifests itself only at the time of creation. Only at the time of creation the effect manifests itself. Okay? It is already in the cause only, but only at the time of creation it manifests itself and comes out. At the time of dissolution, the effect returns to Prakriti, and at the time of evolution it comes out from Prakriti. Okay? So Satkaryavada acknowledges the view that there cannot be new production and even cannot be utter destruction. Okay? There can't be new production, neither then there can be utter destruction. Now production implies what? Manifestation, abhirbhava. Production implies manifestation, that is abhirbhava in Sankhya philosophy, which means development. On the other hand, dissolution refers to envelopment, which means dissolution, means tirobhava. Okay? So hence, in Sankhya theory of causation, production supports evolution and destruction supports involution. So the Sankhya, they put forward 5 arguments to support their view of Satkaryavada as a theory of causation. Now let us discuss these 5 arguments given by Sankhya philosophy. The first argument is Asada Karanat, that is, the Sankhya argues that if a production has to be produced out of some material cause, then the production must pre-exist in the cause. If the effect does not pre-exist in its cause, it becomes a mere non-entity like the hare's horn or the sky flower and can never be produced. So this is the first argument given by the Sankhya philosophy in support of their view of Satkaryavada. The second argument given by the Sankhya philosophy is Upadana Grahanat, that is, the effect is only a manifestation of its material cause because it is invariably connected with it. The jar is produced out of a clay only. The material cause has the capacity to produce only that effect with which it is causally connected or causally related. Hence, the effect must pre-exist in the cause. Okay? They have a causal relation. The effect must be present in the cause. Only then the production can happen. Otherwise not, because both cause and effect has a causal relation. The third argument given by the Sankhya philosophy is Sarva Sambhava Bhavat, that is, everything cannot be produced out of everything. We know that certain production is produced only from certain material cause. Okay? So for example, cloth can be woven out of threads because the clot pre-exists in the threads. The potter always takes clay to produce the pot. Therefore, the cause produces the effect only when it is related to the effect. Now, can we make cloth out of anything? We cannot, isn't it? We can make cloth out of only threads. We can make pot out of only clay. Okay. Now, if those things do not pre-exist in the matter, how could we have produced them? Because everything cannot be produced out of everything. You cannot produce cloth from the clay. If the effect has been a new thing, a new production, then it could have been made up from anything because it is a new production. But it is not possible that we get everything out of everything. So this is the third argument given by the Samkhya philosophy. The fourth argument is Saktasya Sakya Karanat. That is, the effect before its manifestation is potentially contained in its material cause. Production is only an actualization of the potential. It is the potent power of the material cause that is definitely related to the effect. Hence, the effect must be pre-existent in its potent cause only. Okay? So, the effect before its manifestation is potentially contained in the material cause. And after only production, it gets its actualization. Okay? So, therefore, the effect is already in the cause according to them. So, now come to the last argument given by the Samkhya philosophy in support of their view of Satkaryavada, that is their theory of causation. The effect is identical with the material cause because it is the essence of its material cause, and this argument is called Karana Bhavat. Okay, the fifth argument is called Karana Bhavat. So, according to which the effect is identical with the material cause. That means cause and effect both are identical to each other. The effect is the essence of the cause. The cause is the implicit form and the effect is the explicit form of the same process. A cloth is not really different from the threads of which it is made. Now, the thread of which our cloths are made, it is the effect, isn't it? It is the cause. The cloth which we are wearing, the threads of it are the cause. Okay, and the cloth which we are wearing is the effect. Now, these threads had its implicit form when they were threads. Okay, but when the cloth is made out of those threads, then it got its explicit form. So, the cloth we are wearing is the explicit form of the threads which were in its implicit form. Okay, so a cloth is not really different from the threads of which it is made. Similarly, a statue is the same as its material cause, that is stone, with a new shape and form. Thus, the effect is not different from but essentially identical with the material cause. Okay? Thus, the Samkhya agrees to the view that production allows manifestation, that is Abhirbhava. On the other hand, destruction means disappearance or Tirobhava. Samkhya philosophy advocates that production refers to only a transition from an implicit condition to an explicit condition. The effect lies in its implicit form, and when it gets its form, it becomes explicit, isn't it? So, it is a process from implicit to explicit. Okay? So, this is all what we have in part 1. Let us give a brief summary what we have studied in this part 1. Okay? So, in this part 1, first we have discussed Sankhya as one of the orthodox schools of Indian philosophy. Okay? Then we have discussed the meaning of the word Samkhya. Okay? What do we mean by Samkhya? It refers to Samyakhati or Jnana. Also, the founder of this system is sage Kapila, and the text available, the earliest text available of this philosophy is Samkhya Karika by Ishwar Krishna. Okay? So, we have discussed about various meanings given by different thinkers of the word Samkhya. After that, we have discussed what do we mean by causation. Okay? And we have discussed the two basic features which causation includes. They are the action of causing and the relation of cause to effect. And we have seen how these two features are used by Samkhya in their own unique ways while referring to their theory of causation. Then we have discussed the different theories of causation in Indian philosophy, that is Satkaryavada and Asatkaryavada. Satkaryavada is that which accepts that the effect is already in the cause, is already pre-exist in the cause. According to Satkaryavada, the effect already pre-exists in the cause, and according to the Asatkaryavada, the effect does not pre-exist in the cause. The effect is a new creation, and that is why Asatkaryavada is also known as Arambhavada, because it accepts that the effect has a new creation. Okay, and the supporters of Asatkaryavada are the Buddhas, the Nyaya Vaisheshikas, the materialists, and some of the followers of Mimamsa philosophy. Then we have discussed Satkaryavada in Samkhya philosophy, that is Samkhya's theory of causation. Okay, and according to Satkaryavada, the effect pre-exists in the cause. Okay, and they do not accept the views held by the Buddhas and the Nyaya Vaisheshikas that the effect do not pre-exist. They believe that the effect pre-exists in the cause, and for that they have given 5 arguments in support of their views. The first is Asada Karanat, the second is Upadana Grahanat, the third is Sarva Sambhava Bhavat, the fourth is Shaktasya Sakya Karanat, and the fifth is Karana Bhavat. Okay, these are the 5 arguments given by Samkhya in support of their view of Satkaryavada, that is their theory of causation. Thank you.